full power. Let's go.
So, there's the bung. So I've got a cap here, so I could put a hose on it or something and put it straight in the pond until I get it to the level I want. It will be like a fountain otherwise. So I've got to get it down quite a bit. I had to put that on there because that's shooting up as well. Yeah. Honestly, it's just the thought of going in, going under the water. I just have a panic attack every time I do it. Because I'll have to get the drain cover off and bung it in and tighten it. I mean, it is tight to enough so it just goes in and just tweak it, but going underwater is not something I like doing. The fish don't bother me, it's just thought of going underwater. Anyway, I'm going to give this a go. As you can see, all the stuff's out, temp is gone, UV's gone, all the pipe works. I've got 2 pipes. Well, 1 pipe at the moment, that one's going to be another return. I've got connected behind the pond. 4-inch bottom drain, which I'll figure out where to put it. Because they've got big handles on. It's a pain. So yeah, I've got to take this out. It's been in a while, so I'll have to support that pump for the time being. I bought one of these things to go down there, right down, past the T, and then pump it up, hopefully stop the flow so I can take that off completely and fix it. I'm not going to fit that in, I don't think anyway. And once I've got that off, I'll know more. Shame, but it's going to be tight for turning the valve anyway. I was going to put it on there, as it just matter of being a 90 and then a 90 goes in. At the moment, measuring wise, the drum will come out to about here, leaving the room at the back for the 4-inch, and then the returns will be this side, which won't be too bad because the moving bed's going to go on here. So the return might have to have it pump further into it, which I don't know what you think. Pump before the moving bed and then after the moving bed. It depends on the height, I suppose. I thought it was going to be higher than this. What am I thinking? It is going to be higher than this because the water level is there. So that has got to sit just on the line of the waste tray. So I've been told. So it's going to be up. So I could actually leave that in and just build above it. Measured it all along. That's what you get when you do trying things without thinking first. So I'm going to remeasure and go from there. See you in a bit. We'll come back. Scary, but the balloon's in and it's holding all valves open. Water's not coming through. It's on 23 psi. It's can't see down there. Yeah, it's blocked it. It's good. So right. Now time to undo these nuts. Seeing them. Curry having a munch. It's unusual seeing from this side. Watch them all day. You see down there it's stopping the water coming up. Right, so I've got this off. And all I can see is this gunk around here. No. Apart from this seal where it's been kinked, see okay apart from good cleaning. These were new when I put them in. So what I'm going to do first, now if I cut this off, I'm left with no pipe really at all. That means I'd have to get this out. So it looks like I'll have to leave the slide valve in. Annoying. Oh, that's big. That's huge. I was thinking, what was my drum? Width-wise. Excuse me, hands. So that gives me 19 inches or 485. drum. 485. Because it can go in one of these outlets. Anyway. I thought it had a bit more pipe on the bottom. Oh, and let's say 22 psi is keeping the balloon inflated, so I'll keep an eye on that. So the drum will be sitting on there, which is there. If I put it right next to the wall, I mean, it'll fit in widthwise. That's without the tap opening, or I can tear it around, I suppose. And it's 800, so it's there from the wall, so it'll be out to you really. So now 9 inches off the wall, the pond wall. I'm going to have a think and I'll get back to you in a bit. Right, okay, welcome back. Can't get anything if I go on there. So what I'm going to do is the collars for the 4-inch. I'm going to cut it there and then attach the collar, which will be that there, and then it'll be cut the ball valve will be coming that way, which hopefully will be underneath the table. Well, it will be under the table because it'll be about there, and the table has come in there. And as you might see, there's just enough room to get to turn the ball valve. So first thing, I've got to take this stand out so it gives me a bit more room. A little bit more water in there, but not a lot. It's holding at 21 psi. So there's no water in there. So yeah, so I'm going to put 4-inch ball valve on that bit of pipe there, and just enough to go in the collar. I've got these reducers to take the space up, because this is pressure filter, and I've got black pipe. So yeah, I'm going to take this stand out, give it a bit more room. I'm just cutting it off there, so I'm not disturbing this for the time being. So yeah, so the ball valve will go this way, and then I'll do the base to fit the drum in. So the only downside to it is there'll be a 90 coming up if I do the drum this way, a 90 coming up, in a 90 and into the drum, unless I do the dirty side this side and then returns that side, which means I won't be able to use the UV. I'll have to just drop a UV in. Yeah, so the returns will go that side and up and then, but I'm going to get this in first and then go from there. So, cutting that out. See a bit. So that's out. It gives me a bit more room then to cut it down the joint. I can try get it out at some point, but yeah, then cut it as close as can. That's wedged up with a brick, so that's not going to go anywhere. So yeah, as you can see, I did it so it come out instead it's straight, but it is what it is. I'm going to say, hopefully with the shelf being there, so it's just above this pipe, it'll come above the valve anyway, and I'll have enough room to get my hand down to turn it, in theory. Alright, so cutting that, see you in a minute. Here's what I've ended up doing. I did speak to Vince and he said about taking the heating the joint up and getting the 110mm out, but I was thinking about space after I spoke to him, and I decided to cut it off, and I haven't fastened anything on it yet, so it's left with that. So I've cut it off here. I'm going to stick that on there, put some more glue, and have the 4-inch going like that. This then will sit underneath the bench that the drum will fit on, and there'll be enough space there to get my hand down and turn it. Now, adjusting these, I've done it so I can just literally, I don't know if I'll be able to do it one hand. Yeah, it's a bit easier, but not too easy, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I mean, when I took this apart, it's got grease around there, so I don't know if I need to put some more grease on, I don't know. But the balloon's still in place, and I'll just put a stopped end, rubber stopped end on. Not that, I think if that gave way, I think the pressure would have just pushed that off anyway, but it's holding, which thankfully it's doing the trick. So yeah, so that's what I ended up with. So thanks very much, Vince, for giving us the idea of heating that up and getting this out. Yeah, I think that would have been a good way forward. I hadn't got a heat gun, so I just had to buy one. So yeah, but yeah, cheers mate, it's really helpful, because no doubt I'll have some bits to do on the other bits, because these two returns, I've got to cut that one and cap it off on the other side, and then that is being attached to the ones that go around there, so they're on two separate lines, and then I can adjust the flow accordingly then. So yeah, so thanks very much, Vince, really appreciate it. When you mentioned about heating it up and taking it out, I I just sat here looking at it and thinking, I've got this bit of pipe here, by the time the bull valve's on and then I put a 90 on, I think it should have been okay, to be honest. I'm just hoping there's enough pressure behind it, to be honest, because the water settles about there when the pond's full. So that's the water level there. So it should be alright. Fingers crossed. So yeah, that's where I'm up to. I'm going to glue this in situ now and go from there. So see you in a bit. Alright guys, so cap's off. Fetch some more glue. I've been using this one. Some weld on 725 wet and dry. 250 grams. Started using this and it got out of date, got all gloopy. What are your thoughts on this one? Bought this, but then online said you can't use it, so I don't know. Obviously this is the one that's from the koi shop, this one isn't. So all the valves in, sort of. So I've cut it off there, put the collar on. I had to put a collar on, which is an insert, and then the only thing is it moves. So how do you tighten that? I haven't got a strap. I know where you're supposed to use the rubber straps, ratchets like that one. Well, that only goes up to 450mm. That's huge. So the pipe will be up here. We'll have a bend on going into the drum. And the only concern is with the drum sitting so high, is the flow going to be enough? But come to that. So yeah, I've got to tighten that somehow. I did think about getting some rope around it and using that as a ratchet, but don't want to flex this too much. As you can see, you know, that's still in place until I've tightened that. Needs tidying up. So I've just got a gravel base down at the moment. Might do something with that after, put some boarding down and paint it. But it's in, sort of. So next thing is to get it tightened and then to check it. So I'm going to find something to try tighten this. I'll catch you in. Right, tighten it up as much as I can. Trying to let some of the air out of this. So excuse me. My fingers then. Wish me luck. Right, we'll let some out. None there. can't see down there with that torch. The water's building up, as you can see. You can see the water there now. So it was water in the pipe. I haven't released it too much. Just have to blow it up again. Water coming out, which is good. So the other part to that is here. So it's there. So the water level is back to where it should be. So in theory, if I open that valve, water should gush out. Right, I glued that last night, so it's had a while to just make sure it's set. I can't. Feel any wet. And I didn't film gluing this. You've all seen pipes glued before. It was just one of them, with it being 4-inch. I was quite nervous, to say the least, because the last thing you want is a leak on the bottom drain. So is bone dry. So that balloon that's attached to this, so I've got gate out yet, but see the water line there now. Fantastic etiquette, because that's kept that blocked for a couple of days, which hasn't been relaxing 2 days, because I was expecting it to pour out and empty my pond, even though it only emptied to that point, which was what, 2 foot off the bottom, but still not good. So bottom drain ball joint is in. That's the 4-inch. 3-inch is still there, which now I can use onto the moving bed, because I'm going from 3-inch from the drum into the moving bed, and then I've got 2-inch, 2 returns going back to the pond. So I've still got to extend that. I've got to get to around the back and extend these and complete in. So 3-inch into the moving bed, and 2-inch going back to the pond. So in theory that should be okay. Yay! Thank God I've done it. Ooh, I am absolutely baking. Relieved and overjoyed that has worked out well. So the next bit on part 3 will be, I think it's 3. Yeah, it'll be part 3. What? Hang on. Part 4. I'll be putting the basin. Sort of just setting the drum in for the time being to see how far forward I got to bring it and what pipe work I need. So I think I jumbled the last video up. Me talked about the stop can't think of the name of it now. The plug not working, so that's why I got the blue. So that was should have been part 2, but so part 1.5 is coming out Sunday. Will be out Sunday the 15th, and this one will be the following weekend. Scrap that. So yeah, part 4 is next. This is part 3, bottom drain. I don't want you move the backy shower pipe works yet until I know where it's going in the drum, because I don't want to stop the backy shower from working. If that makes sense. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Chuffed that's worked out well. So cheers to Steve and Vince for their advice. And say, when you're just standing here looking, your mind goes. Somebody else's opinion helps huge amount. So thanks guys, really appreciate your help. On that note, hit the thumbs, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, look after yourselves.